Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You're looking at the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 premium SPG that we know and love as Fifi La Pew Pew. You might know it's a leFH, a leaf blower, or a leFH. This one has 3 marks of excellence on the barrel, and it also has the Polish flag as well, because it belongs to Oksydor of OLIMP. Yes, a clan that I belong to. Game on. Well, yes, he's been a busy bunny, I'm afraid. Very, very busy in the VP. Lots of shells been fired at the enemy, and he's picked up all the awards and everything that goes with it. It was only today when I logged in and found that for some reason I'd been logged out of the record site, that I logged back into the record site and found all these replays. And he hadn't even told me that he was up to this, but he actually put them on there. And I think he was just trying to see if I was paying attention. Okay, so we're going to see some expert Fifi play, expert leFH play. I mean, this guy writes the book on this. He really knows what he's doing. And of course, you can see 3 marks of excellence, so you know he knows what he's doing. That one went a bit shallow. But he did get a bit of reticule bloom, as you saw right at the start. That's one of the things that you do get with this particular Arty. It's only got a very narrow arc, actually. 15 degrees either side of the center line. 30 degrees in total. Fires one for the gap. And it doesn't go through. Now, you notice he's actually also carrying some premium rounds. Just in case. And those premium rounds can be absolutely deadly because they will go through very, very thin armor, like a knife through butter, as we say, that old saying. And he's loaded HE for this guy, although the reticule's a bit blown at the moment, but he is quite a long way away from the target. Okay, Caro P88 just to the left of him. And notice how he adjusted after he fired, just so he could see a clear sight of the target. Gets his first major hit, 169. And don't worry about the reticule drifting suddenly to the right. That happens, or has happened in the game for years. And I suspect that Wargaming had something to do with it, that the reticule would drift in the direction of enemy tanks that were spotted. Because there used to be a mod that would tell you where the nearest tank that was sighted was. Actually fired that heat round in, and it didn't contact the target. Now, it's that in and out there was because, oh, that was a direct hit. That in and outie was down to the fact, of course, that that was the water tower. He's now trying to work out where the target is. Now, the heat rounds will do 350, but they will penetrate through 104 millimeters of armor, another KB2. Now, that was a bit premature. And not what we normally expect from Oksydor, but wait for it. That's a pen. Well, not a pen, a hit, rather, because he used HE. Okay, we've got a couple of enemy tanks that have made their way round and are now on the peninsula, but they're getting close to the bridge. Now, they're very lightly armored, so he could penetrate these guys. P43 turn makes his way in at speed, clips one on the rear, and he's going for the water. It looks like he's desperate to get in, and now he's just been hit in the water, and the Caro's doing the same. He's diving for the water. Now, that was a bit late, that shot. Okay, so we do have defenders nearby, but the enemy is trying to make his way into the cap. With 3 down on the enemy at the moment. There's the Caro. He's just been tracked in the water. Going for the KV1. Oh, that was a penetrating shot for 338, which, of course, is a low roll, because it's 350 alpha. Okay, P43 Tur. Very thin armor on that. He's got the heat rounds. Oh, it just missed. He was trying to clip him on the rear. And one of the enemy has just gone into our cap area and is now attacking our teammates. We've got a big hit on the Hellcat, and it set him alight. And I'm pretty sure that's a penetrating shot, and he gets the kill. So that's an arsonist. He definitely got an arsonist there. Fires at the P43. He didn't get the kill, but he certainly picked up all the hit points because he tracked the guy, and then he died. And that one went into the engine bay. Now, there's the Chappie. These guys are so close that the round could actually hit our own teammates. Oh, we lose the M6. Taken out by the Chappie of all things. But the Chappie does get stunned. Oh, and wiped out by the next round that went in. Went up his exhaust pipe. And he's now in the hospital. Who's next? Well, there should be some other enemies nearby.
Moving to support your position.
Much obliged.
We're working with the M44. We're spotting for them, but then we've got better view range. 390 meters. Okay, they both fluffed that one up, but it's a Panzer-4F2, and he's coming in. He wants to kill, but it's a big mistake because that's a penetrating shot, and he goes down to the Nashorn. There's another enemy in the cap. We can hear it. So somebody is there that we can't see, but the moment we do spot them, the M44 is going to be able to take a shot. Okay, the Caro takes a hit. Only 130, but that's still a hit. You can see where it impacted, and there's the kill shot. So he's now up to 3 kills, and there's only 4 enemies left, including 2 Arty. Now, there's the M10. Okay, Nashorn's diving for cover as quickly as he can. And the M10 takes a direct hit right on his upper plate. That should have penetrated and taken him out of the game. And another one hits him in virtually the same spot. Go for it. Take him out. Oh, it just missed that. Hit the rock instead. The M10. Oh, we've won by capping. You know, I'm so looking forward to that game going the full distance and us winning by wiping out the enemy team. But our teammates at the other end seemed to want to cap, and they capped out. They probably felt that they were under threat and our cap was under threat, but we seem to have everything in hand. That was an ace tanker game for Oksydor of OLIMP in the Fifi. It was a tier 7 game. He was tier 5 Arty, and he was really rocking it. He managed to get an arsonist because he set light to the Hellcat and he burned up and died. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 16. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. And he got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And his win rate was 8,776, which is Super Unicum standard and, well, quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score and see how well he did. 2,893 hit points. He was the only one to get over 2,000 hit points. He almost went over 3,000 as well. The next highest scorer in the game turned out to be the Tiger 2 on his team with 1,296, followed by the, I think is it the Leopard? Yes, it is. No, it's the M6, got 1,229 in third place. When it came to kills, the highest scorer was, yes, Oksydor again. He got 3 kills. 3 kills also went to the M10 RBFM on the enemy team. That guy ducked out of the way before he became the 4th kill for Oksydor. The second place goes to the Tiger 2, got 2 kills. So did the M6 and the Hellcat on the enemy team. That was the guy that burned up and died due to the shot going in from Oksydor, hitting him in the rear. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one too. Yes, in fact, he's the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game. 1,249 base experience points. The next highest being the M6 with 914. And the third place goes to the Tiger 2, who only had 602 base experience points, when Oksydor had more than double that. So that's how good he really was in that game. Superb game. Let's have a look at detail. 28 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 4 penetrating shots, 14 splash. Now, can we tell which ones he actually penetrated? Well, we should be able to say straight away. He penned the Panzer-4F2 as the guy was coming towards him. He got virtually all of his hit points. For the last, he didn't get the last couple of points, and the guy was about to get a shot on us. At that moment, the Nashorn came around the corner and fired one into his rear and took him out of the game. The other one he penetrated, I think, well, it wasn't the KB2, the Hellcat. The one he penetrated from the rear. The shell went right up his rear and he got the full 640 hit points off him. So yes, he got that one. And he also penetrated the Chaffee for 193. And he didn't penetrate the M10, which technically he should have. and he didn't penetrate the P43 either, which means the other one he penetrated, it was the KV1. He managed to penetrate him for 338. So, going back to detail, 2,893, of which 799 were at more than 300 meters. So a lot of this damage was done at close range. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 113 hit points of damage assistance. That's where he tracked the guy, and then the guy got killed immediately afterwards. He also got 29 defense points for resetting the cap whilst the enemy was in it. He earned 28,792 credits from that game, and he also took away 6,371 experience points out of it as well, including a mission completion of 3,748. So yes, that was an incredibly good game, but it's not the only one I'm bringing you in this video. Yes, there is another. Yes, he's been very, very, very busy. So let's have a look at the second replay and see if he can do even better. The second replay is on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay. Game on. Well, as you all know, 105mm light field howitzer is capable of 410 alpha, 53mm per 1.91 meters on the burst radius. It actually had a range of 10,675 meters during World War II, but in the game it can only hit about 75% of the map. And that's because you have to move forward to get nearer to the center in order to hit everywhere on the map. They limited the range. Rounds out. Oh, he got a hit with the first shot. Hit the P43 Biz. It was a long lead on that shot, but he got it bang on. He's going for the IKV. Gets him too. 102 from a splash. Lining up another shot. Rounds out. Could be a kill. No, it went long. He's now lining up a shot ahead of path. Nope, that one went to the right as well. As I say, it was the most produced artillery piece during World War II by the Germans. It was actually a gun that was designed in 1918, or that's what the Germans said, because apparently they weren't allowed to do design work on field piece artillery pieces in the intervening periods during the war, but that would have been against the Treaty of Versailles. But I think the Germans actually stated that a lot of equipment was actually designed in 1918 deliberately to try and get round the treaty. Okay, we can't see the enemy tanks in the town, and I'm afraid that's down to the fact that our teammates aren't moving forward to spot them. In fact, the only ones we can see are on the center, on the west side of the map, and we just saw an IKV kill our T-34-100, the constructor. In fact, actually, it wasn't him, it was the Comet that did it. The Comet is behind him. This is not going well. We are losing teammates because our teammates are being stupid. Oh dear. And those that are in sight, the enemies in sight, are being careful to stay behind the buildings so that they can't be shot at. Now, there may be an enemy on that corner. As far as we know, the P43 might have moved up, but we just can't see him. We've got no teammates nearby to actually spot on these open areas where there could be an enemy tank. Okay, the only one we can see over on the west side of the map is this Panzer IV F-Spy. And we're now looking towards a little closer, but our teammates, again, yes, there's the P43 Biz on the east side of the map. He was moving up whilst nobody was looking in that general direction. Okay, T-34-100 fired snap, but it was accurate, but no hit. Okay, there's the Comet that killed our teammate in the T-34-100. Again, you notice how they're all hiding behind the buildings, except for this P-43, and he's taken a hit. That landed on the turret. Rounds out. Another hit. Now that may have tracked him because he's not moving. His turret's turning. And he's popped. He's gone. Okay, Churchill 1 leading the target. Notice how Oksydor picked a spot ahead of the target's track and then fired at that point when the Churchill moved through it. That's the mistake that a lot of new players will make in the game, is they will try and follow or chase the target by keeping the rescue aimed on the target. But if you do that, when you fire, you'll be firing at the spot that the tank actually occupies at that time. The tank will have moved out of that spot by the time your shell arrives. So the technique is to actually aim ahead of him, like he did with that Hellcat. He aimed ahead of the guy's path and tagged him just as the shell was fired. Well, he fired one blind there, but that was on the off chance that the guy didn't get killed. Okay, we're looking around for new targets. There's the Comet. Trying to dial in. We're one up on the enemy at the moment, and you can see that Oksydor's doing his best to try and hit as many enemy tanks as he can. Fires one in. Guy moves out of the way quick. He lines up the shots. Yep, gets something out of him there. 92 from a splash. Tagged the front of him there. Took his tracks off. That one missed. You can see now that the enemy is starting to hold back. And that's down to the fact that obviously they're trying to hug these buildings. The IS has left himself in the open, so obviously he's going to get fired on. In fact, he's actually staying still to aim at our teammates. And that's why he's starting to take fire. 168 from that. It didn't track him though. Rounds out. Looks good. Yep. 168. Keep the pressure on. Fires another one in. And another hit. 152 this time. That's the kill. First kill of the game. We are running short on ammo, and we don't normally say that with Oksydor because he obviously conserves most of his shells to do damage. But this enemy is actually being very difficult to hit, and our teammates do not appear to be tagging the enemy enough to actually track them. Well, the Leopard's just taken out our Achilles with his auto cannon. He's been tracked this time. Rounds out. No, that he moved away. Now we're one tank down on the score, and the Leopard managed to make his way back into those woods. It's not going so well now. The Caro P88 is fairly low on hit points, and he's taking on a T29. Doesn't matter so much that he knocked the tree down, because that will he's actually pulled back from away from the tree. He's intending to use it as cover later on. In fact, he has been spotted, and it's the Leopard that spots him. Now, the enemy Arty is a Gorilla and a Hummel. The Hummel can fire over the entire range of the map. The Gorilla cannot. So, yes, it's the Hummel that's firing. Oh, and it was the Gorilla that hit him. So the Gorilla must be a lot closer. And now he's facing an AMX CLC. Fires on the move. He's been spotted again. Goes for the AMX CLC. He dialed in ahead of its path, but the AMX stopped suddenly. Can we get another shot? We should be able to get this one. Yes. And it's a nice hit. Set him a big hit on his engine, set him alight. Now, he is a one-shot now, the AMX. But ideally, we want him to poke out to take a shot. And that's what we're going to do with him. Now, he needs to move into cover because he did get spotted. The enemy Arty is going to have a go. There's only 2 left on their team now. It's him and the BT-42. And the E-25's coming towards them. Tier 7 game. Okay, with the enemy Arty's firing. Misses. Okay, backs away. Let him come over the rise. Oh, he does get a hit. Oh, he ram kills the E-25. Brilliant. He does take some damage, but he's down to 23 hit points now. And here comes that leopard. Oh, and the shell doesn't pen. And the leopard's autocannon takes care of him. And that's the end of the game. Here's the second replay, and that was another ace tanker game for Oksydor of OLIMP in the 105 leFH18B2. He got a kamikaze in this one for taking on a higher tier opponent and killing him by ramming him. That was the E25, which is tier 7. He was tier 5. He also got a rock solid by doing it because he actually destroyed an enemy vehicle when his speed was less than 10 kilometers an hour and he was rammed. And you must not exceed the ramming vehicle that must not exceed the speed of the SPG when he was rammed. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 18. And on top of that, he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. But sadly, he just ran out of teammates. He was the last one alive. And I'm afraid they did lose the game. His win rate, 6,195, which is super unicum standard and a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. The highest damage was 2,401 hit points of damage. Second highest, the Caro P88 on his team with 2,173. And the third highest one, that goes to the Hummel on the enemy team, who managed 1,781 hit points. When it came to kills, we can see the high scorers were the Leopard on the enemy team, the guy who actually finally got the kill on Oksydor. He got 4. 3 kills went to Oksydor, also to the Caro P88. 2 kills went to the AMX M445 on his team, and also the Hummel, the T29, and the AMX CLC Biz, and the Gorilla on the enemy team. The T29 picked up a steel wall. And when it came to base XP, we can see the high scorer was the T29 with 1,003, the only player to get over 1,000 base. 961 went to the Leopard, 836 went to the Hummel, and I'm afraid Oksydor only got 749. It's the highest on his team, but he's actually in 5th place when it comes to base XP. He fired 38 rounds in that game, got 15 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot, 20 splash. 2,401 hit points of damage, of which 1,603 were at more than 300 meters. There were some close range shots. Now, I suspect that he actually penned the E25 as the guy was coming in. Yes, he did. 569 hit points of damage to that E25 and 1 penetrating shot that went straight through him. He also got 3 hits received, 2 penetrations, 1 non-penetrations, and 2 hits by way of splash from the enemy Arty. The Gorilla must have moved up to the center line because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to shoot over that range to get Oksydor right at the back of the map. 30 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 142 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 27,586 credits from the game. And he even got the Courageous Resistance Award because, of course, he got an Epic or Battle Hero medal in this game for getting the high caliber. He also picked up 2,457 experience points as well. And again, Courageous Resistance for 631 for getting the high caliber. So sadly, he wasn't able to beat his previous score in the previous game. But yes, he certainly did very well in this one. Yes, the other one was pretty spectacular to say the least, but yes, unfortunately the very next game, in fact actually, was it the very next game? That's 1932 on that day, that's 1946, so maybe I got them the wrong way round. Maybe I should have started with the game where he lost and then showed you the game where he won. But either way, they were really good games in the FIFA, and just go to show why he's got 3 marks of excellence. He is trying to work his way up to 100% at this moment on the MOE. I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.